Hi! Today's video is a little bit different than I normally do. This is another one of my reaction to YouTuber videos that talk about sunscreen. I've done a couple others, YouTubers like Michelle Wong and Hot and Flashy. I will leave those linked in the description box if you want to go watch those. But today we are reacting to Jen off of Jen Luvs Reviews. She is someone I've been watching for years, maybe since like 2016. She used to do a lot of delving into skincare ingredients and kind of breaking that down for everyone. Now she doesn't so much do that, but I still watch her live streams on Sundays and I love them. I'm Melanoma Mom. My friends and family call me Shawn. Welcome to my channel. This channel is all about sunscreen reviews and talking about skin cancer, because I was diagnosed with melanoma skin cancer in January of 2021, and I'm on a mission to find the best sunscreens and live my life differently to prevent future skin cancers. So I hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel if you want to know about sunscreens, what I think about sunscreens, and what I think about preventing skin cancers, and also reacting to other YouTubers who talk about sunscreen. Okay, so there are three parts that I want to talk to about her sunscreen discussion that were, oh, you'll see. All right, let's watch this first clip from her.
Some people getting a little irritated with me because I'm using an SPF 15, and I get it. SPF 30 is really where you should be. 30 to 50 is where you should be. But as someone who spends 95% of my life in my house, the other 5% is walking to the mailbox and or driving 10 minutes to my grocery store and walking to the grocery store and back. I feel like in the winter months, SPF 15 is fine for me. But I mean, it's because I particularly like this formula. If I have to choose between an SPF 15 and an SPF 30 and I'm in the store, I'll pick the 30. But this particular sunscreen was sent to me in PR, and I happen to just really enjoy the texture of it. I love the way it layers under makeup. So that's what I'm using. I mean, I get, like, somebody straight up said that I was being irresponsible by recommending SPF 15. The SPF 15 doesn't do anything. SPF 15 does do something. I can guarantee you that it does. I grew up, we've talked about this before, I grew up with SPF.
Okay, so she's talking here about a video that she did where she used a sunscreen that was SPF 15, and she got a lot of criticism in the comment section for using such a low SPF, is what she's talking about here. So this is the start of the conversation. So she goes on to talk about how she thinks she only needs an SPF of 15 because it's winter, which I'm sure you know my opinion on that is a little bit problematic as well.
I grew up with starting with an SPF 6. So when you first go out in the sun, this was what
she's saying, that the criticism she received is that SPF 15 does nothing. And she says that she disagrees with that. And then she goes on to tell a story about how when she was a kid, she used to apply sunscreen and it was, the highest was a 6. And you would wear a 6, and then as the day progressed, you would go down to a 4 and a 2 so that you didn't burn, but that you got a tan, which she agrees is problematic. So she's saying to her, 15 is better than a 6, an SPF 6, 4, and 2, which I agree. Any sunscreen is better than no sunscreen, right? Okay.
If you find an SPF 15 that you like, it is much better than using nothing. And I think that it's, it would be bad to tell people that SPF 15 does nothing, because if that's the sunscreen that the person likes, it's way better than using nothing. And if you are, I mean, I spend, like I said, 95% of the time in my house. So it's like, I feel like SPF 15, spending time in my house is fine for me.
All right, so she's saying that she feels like SPF 15 is fine because she spends the majority of time in her house. So she is forgetting that sun and UV comes through windows. I doubt that she has all UV protecting coating on her windows. She also goes on to say that, you know, she gets in her car and she drives around, so she's covered up. And those of us with melanoma skin cancer are probably all cringing right now, because we know that the sun comes through the windows unless you have that UV protection, that tinted protection on your car windows. She doesn't say that she does. I mean, I ended up with my melanoma on my arm. This is my passenger side arm where the sun was constantly hitting because, you know, when my husband was driving the car and I'm sitting in the passenger side. And then she says, you know, the only time she goes outside is also to walk her dog. My dermatologist said to me at my last appointment that, you know, if you're walking your dog multiple times outside, you're not thinking about the sun exposure, the UV exposure that you're getting on your exposed skin. A lot of people get melanomas on their feet, on the back of their heels, because they just don't think about putting sunscreen there. And they're thinking, well, I'm covered up, even though I'm wearing flip-flops, or I'm wearing open-toed shoes, or I'm wearing the tennis shoes where the back half of your foot is out of the shoe.
But I get that, you know, using SPF is a huge anti-aging skincare, if you want to call it a hack. So SPF 30 to 50 is ideal. I just happen to really like this one, and I'm not going to lie to you.
All right, so she points out here that using sunscreen is an anti-aging hack. I think she's forgetting about cancer, right? Throughout this whole discussion, she talks a lot about preventing sunburns and slowing down aging, sunscreen being an anti-aging product. But not once does she mention that the most dangerous part of all of that is getting skin cancer.
And I'm not going to lie to people. I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm using SPF 30 when I'm not. Like, I'm not going to do that. I actually use the coolest sunscreen today that's SPF 30, I think, because the sunscreen's still down here. It's still sitting.
All right, so she says she's got Kula on her face, which is great. You know I love the Kula sunscreen. That's an excellent mineral sunscreen. All right, so let's go on to the next little part that she talks about here.
I believe that the SPF that's on there is about, like, how they determine it is about how long the SPF lasts. Like, how long it takes for you to be outside for you to burn is what SPF is. I'm pretty sure.
All right, so she just said that the SPF that's on a bottle is an indication of how long you can be outside, but that she's not sure. So I looked this up. What does the SPF number mean? And this is by skincancer.org, okay? They say the SPF number tells you how long the sun's UV radiation would take to redden your skin when using the product exactly as directed versus the amount of time without any sunscreen. So an SPF 30, it would take you 30 times longer to burn than if you weren't wearing sunscreen. An SPF of 30 allows about 3% of UVB rays to hit your skin. An SPF of 50 allows about 2% of those rays through. That may seem like a small difference until you realize that the SPF 30 is allowing 50% more UV radiation into your skin, which is why dermatologists and melanoma specialists advocate for using the highest sunscreen that you can get.
So if you're not spending much time outside, then do you need a higher SPF? I don't know.
All right, so she's under the impression that she said the longer the SPF correlates to how long you spend time outside. I don't think she understands what she's saying, because that's not it. It's about the amount of UVA and UVB, especially UVB rays that are coming through, how much the sunscreen lets through into your skin, onto your skin. That's how much it blocks, right? It's not about how much time you spend outside. It's like a filter. Sunscreen is like a filter that you've put on your skin. The skincancer.org also explains the difference between UVB rays, which cause sunburn and play a key role in developing skin cancer, versus UVA rays, which cause skin damage that leads to tanning as well as skin aging and wrinkles. The shortest wavelengths of UVA rays also contribute to sunburn. All right, so that's why it's important to not just get an SPF, but one that says broad spectrum on it as well. You need to have that broad spectrum or that PA+++ on there. So she's saying that she doesn't need a high SPF because she doesn't spend that much time outside, but she's not thinking about the sun coming through her windows of her house, through her car. She's not considering that.
Yeah, Karen says even indoors during daylight hours, you should still wear SPF. Light still comes in through your windows unless you have them blacked out or something. If you see the sun at all, wear it. Yeah, and absolutely. I think that I've read that it's not like that. A lot of like news media outlets have exaggerated how much sun damage you can get through the windows. Basically, like you know, making articles saying that you can get more sun damage through windows than is actually real. That it was done for like clickbait, kind of, you know, just to have an article to kind of freak people out, to create a fake outrage. But that doesn't mean you can't get any sun damage from the light that comes in through your window.
All right, so what do you think about what she's saying here? She's saying that the media has exaggerated the amount of sun damage that you can get through windows. I mean, I can speak firsthand by the sheer fact of where my melanoma is on my arm, that it significantly comes through windows in a car. And like I said, my dermatologist has said that it comes through windows in your house. They're not sure. I think it does vary, like the amount of sun and UVB and UVA rays that come through windows probably varies. There are a lot of factors when considering UVA and UVB rays coming through, right? You've got the thickness of things. You've got the time of day, you've got the season of the year, all of those things play. But if you were wearing a sunscreen, then you don't have to worry about that, in my opinion. And I don't think that the media talks enough about the harmful damage of the sun. In my opinion, as a melanoma skin cancer, do you call me a survivor? Because it could still be in my body. I'm just gonna use the word survivor right now. I don't feel like the media talks about it enough. Where is she getting this? That it exaggerates, that the media is exaggerating how much damage you can get? I don't think so. I can totally disagree with her, but let me know down below in the comments. Do you feel like she's got it all wrong here? Do you feel like she's spot on? Do you feel like the media doesn't talk about skin cancer and the damage of sun? Or do you feel like they do exaggerate it? Let me know down below.
But I did hear that that is overblown, that claim that you can get significant sun damage through the windows of your home. But in my opinion, I still like to wear sunscreen even though I'm not going out most of the time.
All right, so I like that she ended this discussion, and she goes on for quite some time about how she says she still wears sunscreen even indoors because that's important to her, and whatever amount of sun that's coming through, she wants to protect her skin from. But again, she focuses it more on the anti-aging benefits of sunscreen and the anti-sunburn of sunscreen rather than preventing skin cancers. And I wish more makeup enthusiasts, skincare enthusiasts on YouTube would talk about this. There are those that specifically, like myself, that specifically talk about sunscreens. Angie off of Hot and Flashy, she makes sure she always mentions sunscreens. But it's usually people who have a history of skin cancer who are mentioning that. And I wish that the culture on YouTube, the skincare culture on YouTube, would talk more about the importance of not just using sunscreen for anti-aging, but also to prevent skin cancers, because it's serious. It's one of the fastest growing cancers right now. And it's scary. It's scary. You can hear all my whole story in the description box down below. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary of my diagnosis in January, and then I had my surgery in February this past year. When you get skin cancer, the reality of the importance of sunscreen goes beyond the benefits of anti-aging and sunburn. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like these types of videos where I respond to YouTubers who are talking about sunscreen? Would you like to see more of them? I feel like they get a pretty good response, but let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.